Hello, this is Jer playing some Oxygen Not Included with the Prehistoric DLC on hard mode and seeing if I can get achievements such as the Locavore achievement. Well, I did that last time. Also curious if I can get the Carnivore achievement, as well as destroy the threat that is on the way. So if I'm going to do that amongst the Locavore achievement, we want to make sure we get this in. I want to get two separate circuits here. Actually, why am I doing the whole... Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to have this kind of go like that. And then separate right there. Let's actually allow all the dupes to go in here. Make this a priority thing, because I may have just given a electrical outage to my base. Briefly. We'll do this and then snap that. Basically, we're going to have one circuit for the bottom area. Oh, and I guess that electrolyzer needs power. So we'll get the bottom area in the kitchen on one circuit and then everything else. Let's get down in here. And mop up that little zone. 13,000 calories. Most of the food is comes from in here, and I can't plant anything. Otherwise, I would destroy the Locavore achievement status, so we don't want to do that. So let's crank up our micro musher with our new location here. This used to be where I produced all the food. No longer the case. And how about for research? A smelting might be a nice thing. So setting up a zone where I can take some of this polluted water that has food poisoning in it, and then remove that food poisoning, and then eventually convert it to water. So we're going to do that in here. Before we do that, though, let's actually make sure we get a simple pump. Now, this is probably going to give us a little bit of polluted oxygen with some of those germs in the air. Go up like and around like that, and ideally have a deodorizer, maybe one here, here, and here. Kind of deal with this situation. And what I'm aiming to do is get this in place before this guy becomes overpressured. Last time I did this, this guy became blocked. Well, I set up the process, but he became dormant. This little vent became dormant. So we want to block this off quickly as possible, just so that we get a minimum amount of food poisoning out. Okay, that's not so bad. With that then, next thing we want to do is clear out this area. And eventually want to get some chlorine in here. Actually, we did really well with the food poisoning. I was expecting that to be a little bit worse, but I guess, yeah. Get in there, build your pump, close the area off. That seems to be what works, I guess. I think maybe I probably meant to leave that open, but anyway. So this is the plan for our polluted water to water system, at least the germ removal process. But it occurs to me, well, first of all, it's time to choose a new dupe. But it also occurs to me that we need a little bit of metal, so we're going to get a metal refinery. But first, I have to think about the next dupe that we want. Eco power bank. Oh, 18? Yeah, okay. Bionic dupe for sure. So another bionic dupe. All the power and eco power banks. Really nice to be able to have them. But let's make sure that they get in a schedule that would make sense. Maybe throw them down here. And then let's work on our metal refinery. So we need to pump in and a pump out. So basically I'm going to take water from here and dump it from here and dump it to here. And eventually it'll be heated up a bit, but the micro mushers will eventually turn this into a little bit of calorie. A little bit of light access for whoever's going to be using our metal refinery. So get a pump in on this side. This is going to take liquid from here. It'll be sent down here. It's going to be heavy wire lines. This can consume some of our metal. Keep digging out more nickel ore. So see, we are apparently short abyssalite. Maybe we should start digging out more of that. Okay, so there is a pump sending liquid into our metal refinery. We're going to convert iron to iron ore, maybe make a dozen pieces of that. We'll start digging out some more iron for that process. I'm not sure, maybe I should do, insulation. We already have the tech for that, apparently. That's awesome. Do that round there. We'll do material study terminal research while this is being constructed. So we'll construct the inside of this first, because we get a vacuum created, and then we can do some of the outside bits. Outside bits isn't too bad, but we just do we do need a little bit of metal for that. How are we doing, Kate? Still a little bit more room for that to go. The goal is to not let that become overpressured now. Come on, guys, let's do this thing. Probably made this a little bit bigger than necessary, but should work nonetheless. Looks like we're having power issues. So we'll add a fourth hydrogen generator. Okay, we did let a little bit of stuff fall out here. Maybe it's just easier to destroy this like that and rebuild. If we care about letting stuff build up or not. Anyways, that's that. Okay, so let's connect this up. Make that a priority so those get tuned up. Let's see, calorie wise, let's go over here, ask for more mush bar. We'll do the next part of this project. Next thing we want to do is seal this area off. Start a vacuum. So we'll get that going now by plugging this guy in. A little bit of automation up here to choose which water is going to be, or which polluted water is going to go into each of these. And then the reverse down here to send this into this guy, which ultimately will come out here. A little bit of an issue in this gas vent. Have some calories. Come on, guys. Let's maybe make this a 6 and a 6. Do not want to run out of food. That would not be good. Let's have a quick look. I don't know if there's any other priorities coming up. I'm going to see if we can get away with hazard protection. I did that last time. That might just be work that's not necessary. Agriculture. I think that will be necessary, though. Oh, and another dupe. 24 eco power banks. Do I get another dupe? I'm thinking we do it. Oh, hold on. The current dupe that we had, runner ended up going down there naturally. That was just by luck. Let's also make sure runner is told not to go in here. Get the feeling like I'm going to need a lot of dupes that can do some ranching. So we got Wrangler joining. Currently with a little bit quicker on their feet. We'll put Wrangler down there. Really enjoying the amount of power banks that we have. This new dupe though, let me maybe extend this just a little bit. Eventually we'll get a vacuum in here. Okay. Oh, and we've got a vacuum too. Awesome. So let's make sure we disconnect this pump. We can get rid of this guy and this guy. And just to be absolutely sure, how about we disconnect that as well? This whole system's not going to work unless we have some chlorine in it. Luckily, we've got chlorine gas down there. So build a pump, take some power, bring a pipe up. Double check some of this. We've got a morning loader. In the evening, unload. Afternoon load. And morning unload. And a evening load and an afternoon. Okay, so I think that's all set up to go then. We just need our chlorine, guys. Now, may not necessarily get entirely what we want, so let's do this type of thing. Do some easy filtering. That's scooping up some gas. Don't need a lot. So let's do that. Take that out. Take that like that. Just let the chlorine in. And boom, that should do. So the final part of this whole setup is to get some liquid reservoirs, or sieves rather. We're going to store initial water here, and then we'll pump it into the base, eventually replacing this little store, which is nice, because obviously that's not going to last forever. I actually think we are okay to connect this now. Where are we on this? Oh, 500. I believe once this fills up to 1,000, this thing becomes overpressured. So this is awesome. I'm going to set this up to be 50 and 50. Let's just verify that's sending a true signal. Awesome. So that's allowing water to go in. So only one of these is going to go out at a time. Apparently this is the evening loader. And we're going to send some of this polluted water that doesn't have any germs into one of these two water sieves. And initially store that here in this liquid reservoir until we figure out what to do with it. Well, we pretty much know what to do with it. Just connect this to our water line eventually. So there is some of the germs dying off. And that should be pretty much the majority of our water until this thing goes dormant. I think around cycle 75. That's what happened to me last time. I think I'll be more prepared for it this time. Oh, Wrangler. Okay, this is our bionic dupe. Forgot I'm terrible at doing this. Wrangle, don't go in there. First of all, don't go in with the normal dupes. There we go. It's booking better. Actually, a little trick is looking for the microchips. This is a sign this is not set up right. Anyway, we fixed that now. I have also given a little bit more sleep time just to get some microchips created. Alright, well with that, we've got our first little bit of water. Let's just verify that we don't have any food poisoning. We don't. Awesome. So now that we got water pumping in from over here, let's make a materials study terminal. I found a pretty radioactive area next to two of these wheezy warts. We're going to add in our own radiation lamp. Have a separate transformer just to feed this. Eco power banks at 34. Oh, where are calories? 16,000. Not bad. So there's going to be a slight risk of the dupes getting shot. Hold on. Why would I have this opened up twice? Don't want to try to minimize the amount of coolness escaping, so maybe we'll do that instead. A little bit of meat in here too we can access. Why not? And technically that guy is crammed. Probably gonna get, I never even thought about this, critters smacked in the face by this red bolt. Open up this just so that this critter doesn't have the crammed state for too long. So the dupes are going to go in this direction to access this laboratory. This isn't going to be a laboratory unless we maybe put a door or something right there. This door here should ideally be locked later on, just to avoid the dupes from getting smacked by red bolts. Oh, and it's going to be a little bit wet. That could be because we're bringing in some material that is from the outside of this zone. Should be fine. So that's a laboratory. That's our materials study terminal sitting there. Oh, right. And we need, what are we doing for microchips? Okay, I'm going to ask for a few, well, one thing right now. Applied scientist. Yeah, that's the one. Maybe we could end up getting our feet a little less wet if we did that. I kind of feel, I mean, we have lots of eco power banks. How are we doing for hydrogen here? Okay, but are we going to be able to keep this up? No excess hydrogen in that direction. Okay, I'm going to need to think about what we do with this guy. So I have decided to hold no more dupes, at least for now. I've got 7 normal dupes and 6 bionic dupes. A little bit of hydrogen here, but I don't want to see that run out. I think that would be really bad. So that will sit idle. I don't have any, we're on hard mode, so nothing goes easy here, including packages. So let's just reorient each of these in the right direction. Let's store maybe 2 or even just a ton of the uranium ore in here. Oh, and this should be pointing this direction. So this is, oh yeah, this is actually going to consume more power. This probably is not a good idea. This is probably just hanging on with that little addition to our base. I suspect we'll need more power. So let's just go ahead and install this. One thing I completely forgot with bionic dupes is this whole system of making gear bomb makes lots of polluted water sitting right there. So we're going to take a pipe and send that polluted water into here. Need to research to be able to actually load that, but we're working on that. Might be time for us to get another research booster. Okay, and we'll go take a look at, I haven't signed a lot of these, but one of those going there. So that scientists can research even faster. We'll just join that up at this point. Hold on, let me just double check. Are we getting a green signal here? I thought I had that. Hold on. It should be telling this system to kind of cool down. Maybe we'll start, first of all, consuming this water while I take a minute to figure out what's going on here. I think what I've done is I put a knock gate where a knock gate should not be. But I'm going to bypass this here. This should be sending a false signal once it's filled up to 50 or more. So connect this here and here. Actually, let's just force a false signal right now. There we go. Wait, what?
How? 50-50. So when we get up to 50... Oh! Is there nothing there? Oh no, there is. What am I missing? There's... Okay, this is sending a false, right? This is the output, and that's the input. That's sending a false. So if I were to do this, correct? Oh, no, 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 no. I see the problem. Nah. Okay. All right. All right. That wasn't, I get it. So I'm not sure if having this be turned off and on is strictly necessary. I see that the output here, water, doesn't have food poisoning, so I think we're going to move on. One thing I found is we've got 12 seeds here and 13 dupes, so let's expand our Great Hall. And we are going to make our first stable. Try and make as many things here out of material that's already cool, such as igneous rock. Let's take you and send you into our stable like this at high priority. Otherwise, you're probably just going to be munched on by this guy down here. One thing I know, I'm not going to be able to plant anything until we actually get Locavore achievement. Let's have a look at that. I don't think we're too far off on that one. 344, so about 56,000 calories or so to go. Not too bad, with 7 dupes. Okay, so let's take this, copy that right there. With that new research, we can put a bottle emptier. Install that right there for that polluted water. I don't even know if that's necessary to do. Well, whatever. Let's just kind of do this. Miner? What are you? Why aren't... What? You guys can... Why is miner? Show navigate. Oh, what happened? Oh, what did we do? What did we do? Are these guys stuck in here? This is a bit of a mess. Where is this thing? Take that, maybe that out as well. And what we'll do is put in a very important ladder right there, extremely important, so these guys can actually get out, and it's also important that we redirect red bullets, kind of like this type of thing. This needs to be built, the most important thing right now. Come on, somebody. Is there any igneous rock in the area? We are actually, and that might not be cool igneous rock, but whatever, we'll take it. At least people can get in and out. Duplicant. I wonder if that was just because the issue we just had. I'm really hoping. We've got eco power banks 36. So we want to orient this way. Oh. And did I ever get scientists? No, I did not. Let's take that off, take that on. Actually, you know what? Let's get one of the other dupes, maybe. To get that, scientists can really specialize on research. Lose our booster. Oh no. Get scientists to take that off. Zoologists can take that, and scientist. Did I miss something? Let's just keep going. I think we're okay. Okay, I have to remind myself, do not plant anything until we get the Locavore achievement. That is important. And finally, let's go over here. Let's get polluted water and dump that there. High priority, so we should see some dupes taking this polluted water. Putting it in there. That is awesome. Okay, and that should be cycled back as water. Let's get the last of this project complete. Oh, I don't want this pump to kind of go forever. Maybe you should add in automation. Put in a sensor, say, right there. Just to make sure that these guys don't become overpressured. Oh, body temperature. Oh, yeah, well, I guess that was bound to happen. I'm hoping that's going to cool off after some initially being brought in. Yeah, that has significantly warmed the environment. And because I'm building on top of abyssalite, it's not that abyssalate's not really helping. But it's going to be a bit before we actually put anything in. Okay, let's do a pressure check if it's above 1,000, maybe 1,500. Pump away. Oh, and critter's stuck. Let's check that we actually have it stable. We do. Alright, well, with that, let's move on. We're planning ahead still, just before we get the Locavore achievement. I want to go and set up more stables. A little bit nervous about expanding down here, mostly because we've got a radioactive area, and then there's this cool chlorine gas vent to kind of work around. So we're going to go in this direction, probably stack a few stables, maybe one or two over here. See how that goes in the end, but this might actually end up being more the busier stables, so definitely make sure we've got a nice tiling system to make it convenient to get back and forth. Oh, whoa. Let's see that. Throw in a deodorizer as well while we're around here. And I'll be watching carefully to see when we get the Locavore achievement. I think last time that was cycle 32. But I started with 8 just regular dupes. Never had any bionic dupes. Working on the Locavore achievement, so that could very well explain it, since they don't eat calories. Speaking of calories. Okay, water here getting low. What I'm doing is I'm taking the last of this water here and Well, maybe we'll just drain it out actually completely. And I suspect this is just the one dupe that can dig through here. And then we're in and set to make some more stables. Eco power banks. We have a very healthy amount. 32,000 calories. Oh, wow. Mush bar. We've got plant meat. Okay, I forgot that was going to be a thing. Hold on then. Maybe we should turn that off for a second. Okay, plant meat. Mush bar. Awesome, awesome. And we've reached this little biome. Before we go too far in here, I don't want the dupes to have to take some of this bleach stone and go all the way over here. So we're going to have 2 locations for bleach stone. We'll also have some of this brine. Actually, I'm just going to put that bleach stone storage here. I wonder if that's actually unnecessary. Just because we've got brine now that I think about it. But yeah, I don't want that. Yeah, let's go with this plan for now. I can always bring it back. Just want to try avoiding dumping cool brine until we absolutely have to. I think that makes sense. As we start to go into this biome, I should start to watch the stress level and make sure that doesn't get out of hand. So we'll take the whatever setting here was for that brine, copy that over here. Then I shouldn't be as concerned with digging through bleach stone in here. Guess I don't have a lot of dupes that are concentrating in digging. In fact, I think it is just the one dupe miner. So now that I'm telling the bionic dupes to sleep a lot to get the microchips, we're finding at least miner sleep at the wheel too much, so let's not let them do that. Open up this spot down here for some brine. Get that out of the way. Bleach stone should be making its way over there. Good. I'm going to start building a ladder up here. But it also just occurred to me that another place that we want to get some planting eventually, once the Locavore achievement is done, is down here. Hydrogen levels starting to get a little bit lower. I'm glad I did not get more than 6 bionic dupes. I think that would have been a mistake. But what I can do is I can plant more of these Saturn critter traps. We'll first dig out a few more. Oh, there's another one. Awesome. We'll get some planter boxes or farm tiles. Some more over here as well. And we'll make sure we get more of these Saturn critter traps, converting little beta critters to hydrogen. Okay, so that is set. Continuing on over here. Since we're limited in who can dig out this spot, we're going to go up and around here and install a long waited for fire pole made out of iron ore. We'll go up in here. I'd like to bring this hydrogen pump up to here. Maybe I should indicate that this is the priority for miner. There's miner going up there now. Oh, see a tiny bit of calories over here. Why not go and snag those? Are you stuck? Oh, you are. How unfortunate for you. Okay, let's open this up so that we can get that water down there and out of the way. Maybe I should have kind of more done this type of thing. Okay, it's going to involve you guys going through some liquid, so hopefully minimize this. Oh, and some meat. Snag that up. Liquid or not, that's going to give us some work towards the Locavore and Carnivore achievement. Let's just check to see if... Ha! Okay. Locavore achievement has been made. Okay, I need to... I kind of love this circular type of thing that's in here. Anyway, being distracted. I'm going to think about exactly what I want to do now that I can put stuff in planter boxes. So after a little bit of celebrating, realizing that I mucked up a few things. One is the plant meat that's down here is only accessible to the bionic dupes. Not exactly ideal. So we'll put in a ration box. But the other thing I'm not particularly happy about is I built this stable and actually didn't intend it to be used, but it was. Now we've got a bunch of tame little dartles in here who are starving. Now, I can grow some of this Drew Drip, but we don't have a lot of seed. This is not how I intended this to be, but it is what it is. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's make edible plant meat. Where are you at? There. So this should instruct one of the bionic dupes to go down here. This will also grow some of these as well. So there's some plant meat making its way up. True drips. Let's get in here as well to dig some of these out. Might make that an urgent thing. Just given the fact that critters are starving at the moment. And if we do have any Drew drips, we will have them dropped off in here. Guess that has led to more seeds. Oh, good. More seeds up here. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds. Awesome. Okay, let's definitely get up there. So we're going to need some polluted water. Let's make this urgent because this is this has to do with our hydrogen situation, which is starting to get low, so this couldn't be a better time, actually. Just wondering if these guys are going to find some polluted water. Maybe I should technically stop doing that so they can pick that up. Send it down there to get some hydrogen. Okay, so that is some Drew drips. That's looking better. We are actually at the point where we need to store more water. Not a bad problem, but yeah, let me think about that. think for this time being, we're just going to throw in 2 liquid reservoirs down there. Still want to have the focus to get over here. I see some, 1 drip seed over here. A little bit of meat. Might as well go and scoop that up as well. Oh, I don't like this setup. Probably should have actually put that right there. Calories. Where are you? Mush bar 10,000. Let's keep that going. Water down here getting low. Oh, that would be okay, can get rid of that, mop that up. It could be one of the places we actually dump our water. That would make a lot of sense. Though, since this is really hot water, why don't we use that up for food first before we dump new water in it? There's liquid reservoirs going in. Let's get over here, guys. I don't see any seeds from that. It's interesting. Okay, let's instruct this water where to go. There we go. Oh, miner at 48% stress. This is where I've got to start watching stress very carefully. Miner. Let's actually, yeah, you're a dupe that has a lot less stress. Sleep. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Let's give you a little bit of sleep. See if you can calm down. See, at least 1 drip seed in here. Probably pull a few of these off and from the ceiling here. Oh. Didn't realize we couldn't get in. Let's check these guys. Awesome. Hydrogen level. Still getting a little bit low there, but that should start to resolve, I would think. Take you. Set that. Why is that not... Oh. Well then. Okay. Another problem. That was not actually going anywheres. Okay, so that should start to make the drips happier, because they don't like more than 2,000 grams. A little bit of a picky plant. Make sure we're not overcrowded. Eventually we're going to have to remove some of these eggs. A little bit of meat. It's going to get some progress towards the carnivore achievement. If I can actually get that, we'll see.
Next thing I'm doing is seeing if I can maximize the amount of radiation right here, 761, but we've got some brine in the area. Didn't account for that earlier. Let's have a look now. That's taken us to 981. Okay, so that's an improvement. Digging out this spot here. This is going to be for a seacomb. I think we might finally have a look at the threat from above. Scientist is like, oh yeah, guys, we're about to be taken out by this massive asteroid coming our way. Did you know? So it's about 50 or so cycle, 57 cycles until that happens. And that's going to be an epic event if we're not able to stop it. So over here, I'm going to... we really need a method for being able to tell bionic dupes you're allowed in, non-bionic dupes, specific rules. But anyways, what I'll do is I'll say all the bionic dupes you're allowed in. Just because it's going to be a low oxygen area. It's mostly minor that's going to be useful down here. And then we're probably going to switch after before, because I want to get this sea comb. Thing is, I don't want the bionic dupes to get wet, though we'll have a little bit of oxygen, so we'll maybe switch the rule. Okay, so they're working on this. These guys have that created. I can get rid of this. So here is the plan. Maybe just avoid this little section until we know we've got a ladder around. But I'm hoping that the dupes are going to be able to attend to the sea comb without actually having to go into the liquid area. That would be very nice. Okay, so now that we're down here, switch the rules. Say everyone can go in except for the bionic dupes. And let's make a little ladder. And dig out some of the sea comb. Not a lot there, but the little bit that is there, let's pull it out. One more sea comb seed there, guys. There we are. Builders on it. Okay, so that's the seed. Let's... Oh, more over here. So we're going to need to get Miner to cut through some of the bisylite for us. Have this just in terms of restricting dupes. Keep the bionic dupes out of there after Miner's done. Ooh. Crossing like this. %70 stress. Oh, that's Miner. Oh. Okay, I've got to start watching that. That's one of the things that went wrong big time last time. Miner is taking a bit of a break right now. It's probably a very good idea. I might extend that just a little bit. The rest of the team can work on this. Oh, igneous rock. Might as well make it out of local material, guys. Come on. So we want to extend that. Once we have this wall up, we want to add in some liquid. Take that from up here, but how are we doing? Okay, so now we're in here. Do the reverse set of rules. Now we're going to want to go down there. Let's up our food. Still relying on mush bars. Keep that going. So yeah, I've set this so that only the regular dupes can go in. Extending our water storage by 1. We're also going to go up here. Are we ready to... No, we're not. It's not open up the salt water until this wall is in place. Okay, now we can. Try to knock this over. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize that wasn't dug out yet. Alright, so there is a layer of salt water. Let's go add some regular water on top of that. How are we doing over here? Still need to get this to be done. Oh, and our drip drews have been filled out. Okay, so as we're doing this, we're getting more drip drew seeds, which is very nice. Maybe just for the short term, we'll start growing some more up there. Let's maybe do a little bit of mopping. Yeah, mopping up at least in that area. We'll knock this over. Priority of getting down here. Oh, bionic dupe and eco power banks 39. Well, why? I'm not sure why this is the case, but that's bizarre. Scientists looking into that. Okay. Was not expecting that. How's our food? Got my spare. We're going to need more water very soon. I better look into that now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up this water down here. Oh, maybe I should do this first. So this should improve our food situation. Opening up this whole thing, make it easy for water to fall down. Alright, a little bit of a splashback, unfortunately, but we can do a little bit of mopping up, I guess. Oh. All the way down there. Lovely, lovely. Go in this direction as well. Okay. Maybe I should have made that wider. Okay, this, on the other hand, is looking good. So let's try putting in some of our seed comb. 5 units of that. Copy. Let's maybe start at this end. Probably a little bit of gas trapped at either end, so we'll just tile that out. Let this water drip out of here. I think we can mop that up now. And seal this off. Actually, before we seal that off, better make that pathway available. Oh, and our first seed comb is now growing. It's not in a farm just yet, or a greenhouse, but it will be soon. So starting to prepare this area to be sealed off. One of the things I'm doing is extending this pump a little bit higher. Actually, don't. Yeah, we don't have a dupe that can use crop tending. Oh. For now, I'm going to give crop tending to veterinarian. So we'll have at least one dupe that can use the farm station. I believe it's polluted dirt these guys need, so we'll put in a bin for that. Stress vomiting. Oh. Oh, okay. We need to give more rest and break time, I'm thinking, for not just the bionic dupes, but maybe everybody. So this is terrifying to me. This is one of the things that went wrong last time, trying to act to prevent this. So I created two special scheduled sleep and bionic sleep, but the most stressed out dupes down there. At least the bionic dupes are going to make some microchips during this process. The regular dupes, let's just check their stress. They're going down by 20% as they're sleeping. Bionic dupes going to do the same thing. I'm wondering if I wasn't really paying attention. I was figuring they could get in and out of liquid, but maybe they're just more sensitive to it than I thought, even the non-bionic dupes. So we might be losing a bit of time here. At least we've got a few seed combs growing. I wonder if this could be a morale thing. I don't think so. Though maybe we could throw in a nature reserve soon. 88. Oh, we definitely want to aim to mop that up. That's just going to cause more stress. Please don't be sick on the base, dupes. I also have to consider if I've got the dupe that's supposed to do the cooking. Okay, I see Baker down there. That's good. I could be losing the base. I'm really hoping not. Oh my goodness. It's taking a while. 20% a cycle, yeah. I'm going to have to make a cutoff point. Alright, now if I promise not to get you guys going liquid, can everyone be removed? We'll say 80%. Everyone, chef is at 80%. Oh, it takes a while to drop. Chef down here. Stress 77. Okay. Alright, everyone wake up. Everyone up and at it. start with mopping up this area here. Come on, guys. This needs to be mopped up. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. Okay. What's going on? Let's just follow one of the non-bionic dupes. Builder supplying. Got oxygen in the air, maybe a little bit low here. Make that a mesh towel. What can I do, guys, to get you to mop up? Seriously. What am I missing? Career. Oh. Okay, let me just do this as... Okay, we're mopped up. There we are. Finally. Oh, and we're back. We're increasing our stress. But I did give everyone an extra hour break and sleep. So we'll see how that plays out. 5. Oh no. Zoologist and runner. Putting the 4 most stressed dupes back to bed. I wonder. I'm trying to avoid the massage tables, but maybe we have enough power to allow that. So I'm going to make a massage table right here. Actually, why not do the other flavor, the foot massage. And, oh, no, not floating. It's not going to help us, but I'm only going to build 1. So you guys are going to have to share. The other thing is, I'd like to get a little bit of reed fiber. I don't think carpeted tiles might be a good idea. Okay, so let's see if we can get this growing in a farm while we try to handle the stress situation. Okay. 123. Did not measure that well. So let's make an adjustment here. Really like to see this start off. Basically just cutting this greenhouse in 2. Calories, keep pushing that out. All right, well, I think I'm going to be finishing here. It's, there are certain things that seem like they're going well, but all of a sudden stress was introduced, and I blame that on the sea comb. I'm wondering if I had to realize that, I might have done this in a very different way, more careful about how we've gotten water and that type of thing. I'm hoping now that this is settled, the stress will settle down. I guess we'll have to wait to see till next time. I'm hoping next time that over the next 2 episodes, as we get to cycle 100, I can actually try to give this a real shot. Unlike last time where I basically was just waiting for impact. Oh, a bit of an issue here. That's unfortunate. But anyway, we'll come back to that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see what we can get up to next time. Trying to grow the seed comb. I've got to expand probably stables here and see what can be done about this massive, massive threat that's on the way.